Hey guys, my name is Michael, and today we're discussing about Huobi, the boss, wants to sell his own shares in the company. Now, what is happening with Huobi, and is this going to be another crypto exchange that's going to fall down? And a quick update to yesterday's video. So they did catch the criminal, fantastic, and ironically, it was actually in my hometown, so that's pretty interesting. Tragic story all around. He went up to North Chicago, and then they caught him a little bit down further after a police chase, so all went well with that. Pretty surreal considering they caught him like a mile away from, even half mile away from where me and my buddy used to play as kids, and his parents lived, he lived there, that was his old house not too far away, and I used to live not too far. I mean, my old house was like 2-3 miles away from where MJ lived, kind of on the borders of Highland Park. So we were close. So you never really think this stuff's going to happen so close to where you lived, and absolutely crazy. So on to today's news. Huobi, that's gone. So thankfully they arrested him. Huobi might be another exchange. Whoa, look at this. E55 AMG with the really nice rims that I like. Oh man, that looks great. That's a gorgeous car. So layoffs are starting to happen at a lot of crypto exchanges, and now they're planning to throw 30% of their workforce under the bus. They're going to fire them most likely, and what can you do? If a company is going insolvent, not to say that this is the case with Huobi, but it is the case with many other crypto exchanges, it's something to definitely consider, especially if you have millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of your own money in an exchange, and that's where a lot of your money is. It's probably good to take it out. And normally, especially given the environment we're in right now where exchanges are falling left and right, I would advise to take your money out, but especially if the founder and boss of Huobi is saying, he's considering selling his stake in the company. That is a definitely worrying point. So Huobi is the third largest exchange under assets under management, with almost approaching $8 billion right now, which is a lot considering everything has dropped right now. Sorry for my voice, I'm still sick. So let's go into the numbers. The main shareholder, besides an investment company from China, Sequoia China, is the boss, the founder, Mr. Leon Lee. And this guy has more than 50% majority stake. Now, if he's planning to sell his shares in the company, especially of such a massive company, and half of it, that is a lot of money we're talking about. And that could always lead to massive volatility regarding stock prices. If a company such as Facebook, where you have Mark Zuckerberg at the helm for so long, suddenly something happens to him, of course there's going to be massive volatility. When Jeff Bezos left Amazon, massive volatility. A lot of people were freaking out because nobody knows what's going to happen if the guy who's behind running the strings has suddenly some different plans or something happens to him and he's not going to be running the show anymore. You don't know who's going to be his replacement. Same thing here. There's going to be massive volatility. But let's go and take a look into the numbers. Huobi is very large, and especially for the Eastern Asian market, this is a huge exchange. There's a couple other exchanges in Asia, but one thing we have to take a look at is the Chinese users, where Huobi is now citing that due to its Chinese users not being able to use the Huobi exchange, that is a massive loss of business, and due to that, they are losing lots of money. Despite their great growth over the past 12 months, if this was true, yes, there's a lot of Chinese users with a lot of money, and if suddenly you don't have access to them, I can understand how that could definitely affect business. It's like if you have an American company selling American cars, domestic, and suddenly you can't sell to them, only to the Canadians. It's like, what do you do at that point? That's probably like 95% of your business. Now, over here, being a global exchange, it's probably nowhere near 95%, but maybe half of the users, maybe 30%, maybe 40%, who knows. We're Chinese. I'm sure there's still some Chinese users who are using VPNs to bypass and whatnot. But with China, it's always funny because sometimes they ban Bitcoin, sometimes they ban crypto, sometimes they're pro, like, for it. It's always weird. It's a flip-flop situation. So I went to this local Italian food place, and this deli has a different orientation of one slice. I ordered one slice of cheese and one slice of pepperoni, and then I get this big box, and I open it, and that is one slice, folks. Welcome to America. It's giant. Oh my God. So a Huobi company spokesperson said, due to the current market environment, Huobi Global is in the process of reviewing both its hiring policies and its current manpower, with the goal of realigning them to its operational needs. Yeah, slash 30%, that's probably hundreds of people's livelihoods at stake. Bye. Further to such review, layoffs are a possibility, meaning it's definitely going to happen, but we want to make it seem like it's not going to happen, or if it does happen, it's because of it's an emergency, not because we're over leveraged or something. So Huobi founder Leon Lin is looking to sell a stake on Huobi. Li Lin currently holds more than 50% of its shares. The second largest shareholder of Huobi is Sequoia China. They offer right now 577 different digital currencies, and they have 1,027 trading pairs. During the past 24 hours, they almost had $900 million in global trade revenue. So right now, with the data that we have at hand, it looks like Huobi has 160,950 Bitcoin, 2.13 million Ethereum, and 746.3 million USDT. Now, with that said, they also did acquire an exchange called Bitex. It was located in Latin America that added to their holdings a little bit. And then they also launched Ivy Blocks 2 weeks after that. So it's a blockchain and Web3 centric investment company. Yes. So China is known for sanctions and bans of cryptocurrency. And anytime this happens, obviously it's going to impact the cryptocurrency exchanges that have a fair amount of Chinese users. In this case, Huobi, it seems, definitely had a majority of Chinese clients. And due to that, there's only a couple probably bypassing VPNs, and the rest had their money pulled out, and that's that. And Huobi needs to find a new user base. But when you're talking about billions of dollars suddenly lost due to policies and regulation, this is another thing that a lot of people aren't talking about. Regulation is also over-regulation, and strict policies is also another reason for the current bear market. There's been a lot of regulatory paperwork recently that's been scaring people, and exchanges are being impacted by this. So 30% layoffs, huge amount. But in this downturn, this is normal. We're seeing this every week now. Is another one biting the dust? Probably not, because Huobi is one of the big boys, but it's definitely not great. So we'll see how this turns out. Anyways, thanks for watching.